Okay, so here I am. I'm going to start on the south end of town. If you can see the bus down there, that's right by the mall, and you'll see that when I leave here. And where I'm at now is Tip Top Hotel. I'm also using the GoPro 5 with no microphone, just the internal mic for right now. And we're going to go inside the hotel and sneak one of these. Oh, I'll sneak a few because I'll put it back. And if anybody's interested in staying here, see ya. Then here is the prices for staying here. And contact information. Okay. Put that back. And then this is also the place if we have a seminar. Come in here and turn to the right and walk in here, and all the lights are out already. I don't know where the light switches are. Here. So this would be my choice for a seminar place. Tip Top Hotel. Right here, just kind of walking the length so you get an idea how big it is. I don't know how many chairs that is, but kind of get the idea. And what's all this writing? Just got done with a science class. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it, and I'll pick you up when I'm on the bike, and I'm going to take you for a tour of Dumaguete. Okay, so what I'm going to do, again, I'm not using external mic, just the internal mic. I'm going to go down to the mall and then stop at the mall and put my external mic on for a comparison. And here we go. See ya. Just leaving Tip Top Hotel now. Place, which is the big mall here. Okay, in the mall on external microphone now, Robinson's department store. Can hold the camera down. Maybe you can see my reflection. pull the camera down in this position. It's not very big. I do have the wire, but that's it. And I can zoom around fairly inconspicuously, except for talking to myself as I walk around the mall. And basically just to get what walking looks like completely handheld. And then later, if I do some walking on the boulevard, I'll put it on my little holder thing. I'll show you when I do that. Didn't bring you in here for a big purpose, but here's the mall. There's eating places. We saw Robinson's department store. Here's Robinson's supermarket. Looks like a supermarket. And I'm actually in here because I want to pay my Globe bill, which is for our cell phone. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be in here. Okay, I'll pick you back up on the bike and the tour of Dumaguete. Okay, this is where I came in the mall, so this is where I'm leaving the mall. And heading down National Highway. Going to go out to the landmark of Silliman University and then pause it while I go to the airport, turn around, and then I'm going to show you, real-time drive from the airport back to Silliman, and then I'm going to do a turn and head to the other main street in downtown, and from there I'll take you to the I can't think because I'm driving. Not the boardwalk. The Boulevard, that's what they call it. Okay, there's a little one-way action here, so just going to go around this block real quick. Down and back up. See these trees right here. This is where the Dumaguete market starts. Wait a minute. No, it's not. Different trees. Oh, you'd think I'd know better since I live here. I don't normally come that way. Okay, so now I'll slow down and move over. Now when you see the trees, this is the start of the Dumaguete market. Right here to my right. See what you can see on the bike. I can't move the camera because my hands are busy. But all this is market area. And it goes back about as far as it is long here. So it's a pretty big market. Pretty much anything you want, all the locals come here. Okay, and this corner here, this is the end of the market. So that should give you a good idea about how about that is. Hotels all over on this road. Hotel Palawa is on my right behind this gas station. Looks pretty nice from the outside. actually know nothing about hotels here at all. I've never stayed in one. I've always made other arrangements. There's another hotel. Trikes in Dumaguete from the whole area that I said, from the mall to Silliman University. Trike ride anywhere you want to go in the city is 10 pesos, 20 cents. And right here, this corner is the corner of Silliman University. So I'm going to cut it off here, save my battery, get down to the airport. And when I get down here, I'll remind you this is that corner, and I'm going to turn. So, okay, back in a blink of an eye for you. Okay, so I'm across the street. It took me 6 minutes to get here, which you'll see here in a second when I go back. But I'm looking across the street and straight down the runway. So there's the runway right there, and there's actually a couple of little Cessnas that just came off the runway. At the very end of the runway is the sea. Okay, so, whoops, I waited too long. I don't want to be behind a bus and a truck, but I am anyway. Okay, so you get here, you find a trike. Might cost you an extra 100 pesos if you get one from in the airport. And you see the gas station right here to my left. It's kind of a landmark. And there's another gas station here. So right here at the Shell station, if you can see that, this crosswalk goes to the airport, which I'm not going to turn in there because of traffic. So just hit the road from the airport. And this is called National Highway. Not much of a highway, huh? So anyway, gonna show a little Filipino driving here, I'm sure, because I like to be able to see what's in front of me. Okay, no more black smoke, and I can see a little bit further. Not that a tricycle would have done that, but you get the idea. So I think they'll charge you to go to Dumaguete from the airport if you just get a trike. 150, maybe 250 pesos. If you come out to the street, I don't know, it should be 100 would be plenty. There is no taxi service or Grab to take here. But there is buses if you came out and got on a bus like the one we passed, and the ones that are coming at us right now. I'm gonna guess 15 pesos maybe. And then take you downtown. You can get off pretty much wherever you want downtown. I'm sure y'all gonna love my driving, huh? Okay, right here on my right is City Mall. It's probably 1/4 to 1/3 the size as the mall I was just in. So ground floor only. Bus is picking up people and dropping them off at the mall. And that's really the only two malls here. On my left now is Provincial Hospital. You go in there, you're gonna have a wait. You might have your quote-unquote room, might be a cot in a hallway somewhere, but you're not going to pay anything for things that they do. Now that might suffice. Broken arm, stuff like that, up to that much. Have a heart problem, yeah, you probably need to get out of here. Although there is a couple of private hospitals here, and they do surgeries like that, but it's better quality in Cebu or Manila. If you got an even better choice and got some finances, then hitting a flight and going over to Thailand might be a good option also. I know a couple of guys that have done that, had heart issues, and went over to Bangkok and used the hospitals there for, you know, stents and stuff like that, heart issues. Not sure why I'm talking about heart issues while I'm touring Dumaguete. Haven't really been saying anything about other stuff I'm passing. I will now. This Kang's right here on my right. It's just a grocery store, and with a little bit of department store stuff in it. But we're still past that central core that I'm giving you landmarks for. So, and that's another reason why I'm not saying much about what I'm passing. And as I say that, the next thing I want to do is tell you right here on my right is the provincial government building. And what's that mean? So instead of state, there's provinces here. And Dumaguete is the capital of Negros Oriental. And basically that's the southern half of Negros Island. The northern half being Negros Occidental. Okay, so I'm getting close now. There's a Y split up here, which is what traffic's going nuts over. And they're just slow people. Okay, again, these trees on my left now is the trees that we saw before, which is part of Silliman University. And we're coming up on that intersection that I passed right when I stopped the last segment. So here we are back to this intersection. Coming from the way I was coming originally, I'll be making a right. It's a left from the airport. And you have to turn here because it's a one-way street, if you remember, as we were heading towards the airport. So now there's a couple of streets this way, but basically I'm going to take you down the main one, takes you through downtown Dumaguete, and then it's halfway in between National Highway and the Boulevard, which is on the water. And if this guy knew how to drive, would have turned already. Okay, if we went left, would be in the university grounds, but we're going right. Another one-way street. So now on this street, there's going to be a bunch more hotels, a bunch of businesses, kind of the main drag. Businesses, stuff to do shopping at, places to eat, restaurants, fast food, good restaurants, not so good restaurants. Well, damn, I have no idea how much video I just lost. Anyway, hopefully it's not that much, and I'm just turning down, heading to the boulevard. Kind of a shortcut street here. That's a famous maneuver here. Act like you're gonna pass, but then don't really do it and hold up traffic behind you. Okay, these light posts on the right starts the boulevard. I'm not sure what you can see. I don't know how wide the screen is showing, but I'm looking at the sea right now on the right. So it's basically a long park boulevard. I'll walk some of it back up. On my left, restaurants and hotels for the most part. A popular one that I hear that people have stayed at is right here on my left at Honeycomb. Right there. And next you see Why Not on the left. Wow. The foreigner on the bike, not the one right in front of me with the umbrella, the one in front of him, just kicked this white car in front of me. The one that I complained about earlier. Okay, so with traffic, I'm gonna stop playing. Oh, if you dive, Dumaguete Divers is right here on the left. Stop up here in a second. Bo's Coffee is now. Okay, super fast clip. This is a GoPro selfie stick thing, but it also folds down into that size, which really is the size I always use it. I've very seldom, maybe once or twice, extended it. So I'm going to mount the camera on here and continue on. Okay, and we're back. So right now it's high tide. I know that because there's water all the way up to the wall. At low tide, not so much in this area, but down, there's the port right there. If you want to catch a ferry, the other side of the port, the water pulls out pretty far. I don't know, let's say 50 meters, and people walk in the muck and get I don't know, clams or oysters, or I don't know what they get. They get fish stuff. I don't know because I don't do fish stuff. That house right there is the original building of Silliman. So we're at the corner of Silliman again for, what do you call it? For, I keep on thinking bookmark. Point of, I don't know, not interest. I'll think of it sooner or later. Okay, Tom and Tom's Coffee across the street. I don't know about them. I think that's not a hotel, that's an office building. Bo's Coffee at the bottom of that. I'm sure everybody knows that one. Or I'm guessing everybody knows that one. I don't really know. here we are. Dumaguete used to be the city of gentle people. Now it's Dumaguete. Make sure it's all on the screen. Oh yeah, Dumaguete. Dumaguete. Which I give them crap for because, you know, they're trying to be hip or something. Voila. But I think of Dumaguete like a prostitution thing. Hey, you're in Duma, come get me. You know, or, you know, human trafficking stuff. Anyway, so here we are. This is a good shot along the seawall. Definitely high tide. Okay, if you got a place to cook in your room, that butcher shop right there, if you like meat, that's the place to go. Alright, and we're going to continue on down the boardwalk a little bit. And I'm at least going to go, I'll probably go to Why Not, but I'm going to also show you where I will probably set the meetup at, which is Chinloon. Okay, La Residencia. Looks like a hotel to me. I'm mostly showing you things like that and talking about hotels. So if you're looking on the map somewhere, Google Maps or Yahoo Maps or anybody's maps, then you'll be able to kind of pinpoint where we're talking about on the ground in real life. Okay, for Andy's sake, I am walking kind of fast, which makes me limp. So if I slow down, you might see a difference in the stability of the camera shot. Dumaguete divers, a bunch of foreigners in there. Lots of places here do diving tours and stuff, and you can also go down to Darwin, which is about 16 kilometers from here, and I think a full diving setup is 800 pesos for rental, 100 pesos to fill for a full tank. Okay, now we're at Casablanca, another good eating place and foreigner hangout. And of course, one of the many 7-Elevens. And here we are coming up to Chinloon. Let me go ahead and cross the street. Kind of see what we're talking about here. And then I'll continue on. People sitting in the meetup spot that I would do. Another foreigner hangout spot. This area here under the shade is where I would say to meet. And if you come down here a little bit more, howdy howdy. Good. Sans Rival, good food and excellent bakery. So there's Sans Rival for you. Make sure I'm recording. Okay. So the landmark to get here, you can see across the street there is the nuns in the boat. This is where I crossed. So, picking up where I left off. Here's the nuns in the boat. Kind of hard to miss, even if you're in a trike, but they all know where Chenloon is anyway. This little place has a couple of good restaurants upstairs, Yellow Cab Pizza downstairs. Don't go to Max's, it's overpriced and not worth it. And that is right next to the Famous. Why not? No reason to cross the street for that, but I don't know what the screen looks like, so I'm gonna make sure you can see. I'm walking down here. Another expat hangout. As I was saying, another expat place, but not as many. And then the place I told you about earlier seems to be a popular place for people coming here for their first stay is Honeycomb. Voila. So you got bar, restaurant, and hotel all in one. And a pretty good location if you want to stay down here. And then I'll stop. There's another popular one. People talk about all the time. Is Bethel Guest House. It's this blue and yellow building right here. And here you go. Get in front of it and then turn around. Okay, so there you go, Bethel Guest House. Not really recommending anything, because like I said, I've never stayed in any of them. I've moved from a, what do you call it? The people that rent their stuff online. Airbnb. And from there, I stayed there 4 days when I first got here. Then I moved from the Airbnb to a apartment, and then from there a house, and then from there an apartment, and then from there a house. And I've been there 2.5 years. So you've already seen this, and the GoPro keeps on shutting down. I don't know if it's heat related or what, but I'll get back on. Turn your back on when I get back on the bike for the end of the tour. I was talking to myself again, I see. So now I'm back to, now Silliman's on my right, and I'm going to turn left. This is the main road, which is halfway between National Highway and the sea. It's pretty much loaded with shopping, places to eat, including a couple of McDonald's, and of course it's got to have a Jollibee. No idea what this car is doing. Okay, so now we're back to this corner on my right. If you can see it, says Lee Plaza up there. And that's a grocery store in the basement, department store upstairs. And then Dunkin' Donuts, I'm just passing on my left. And Robinson Supermarket on my left. And then there's several more hotels here on this street. I said BPI on my right here on the corner. That's the best bank I like to use. On my left is the main park. Still the park. And now on my right is the old cathedral. And you might be able to see up here the old tower built in the 1650 or something like that. And this corner is the end of the park and also the end of the cathedral area. Stores right there, motorcycle for rent across the intersection on my left. That's the main place to rent a bike if you are so inclined. Maybe not after seeing me drive. Trikes anywhere in the city from Silliman to Robinson Place Mall, the big mall, is 10 pesos, 20 cents a person. During the day, at night, prices double. It's 20 pesos, 40 cents. Fewer customers and fewer trike drivers on the road drives the price up at night. One of my favorite places to eat right here on the right, it's called Food Net. See all these bikes right here and the tent thing out front, and these people just got done eating and in this trike right here. Favorite place, why? It's all Filipino food. It's all Filipino prices. They basically cater to Philippine students. But a meal, so rice, pick a main dish, fish, chicken, whatever. Here's the third McDonald's on my left. And a Coke. So rice, a main meat or whatever, and a Coke is 50 pesos, 45 to 55 depending on your main dish selection. Which is basically $1. You're hungry, double it up and spend $2. They also do a really good breakfast, which is equally as inexpensive. More hotels right here. And this intersection is, on my left here, is the mall. So once I get through here, I'm going to stop and start the video and do a how long does it take to get to Valencia video. So GoPro stop recording.